Hello there, my lovely Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising signs. How are you doing today? I am your reader for the moment, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive. Been doing this since I am 12 years old. I just turned 51 last Friday. What am I doing? I'm doing this on September 11th, laying a little low today. I usually do on September 11th, being the empath that I am, right? Pisces moon. I cry for the world on the regular. Today could be a little overwhelming, and I have to go to the bank later to go talk to my banker. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it behind the Virgo wall. But I have Venus in Libra, which is kind of nice doing these sun, moon, rising signs, so that I know I'm not in the collective for this one. It gives me a little more objectivity than when I'm doing my Virgo sun, Pisces moon, or Leo rising, right? So now I got a break until I get to Pisces, right? So the decks have all been blessed. This reading is not about where are you on the path of true love. Those are the path of true love readings. This is not about your turbulent twin flame relationships. Those are the twin flame readings, so go watch those. I made playlists for all of the signs, so every time I do a zodiac sign, I add that to its respective list. My cats are a little rambunctious this morning. They're probably feeling the tension in the air, as it usually does on 9/11. But this is a what do I need reading. So it's what you need to look at, what you need to deal with, what you need to know, what you need to do, right? All those what do I needs. Because many of us who read ourselves, usually pick like a card of the day or something, and I have so many decks that I kind of like, I'll pick one from there, one from there, one from there, intuitively guided. But instead of asking, how am I doing, or where is this, or what should I do about that, I go really, really clear. It's like, just show me what I need. What do I need? And then I can really get information that clarifies things for me. And because you are an air sign, you'll probably go back and forth on this a little bit, and that's fine. It is for a 2-week period, right? It's from this full moon, which is this coming Friday, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Pisces, which is the full moon I was born on. So yeah, I'm actually doing a drunk tarot with my friend Angela, Metallica Mom, if you follow her on social media. Andrea, I love her so much, my Virgo sister. So I'm actually reading a Virgo for that, and my past life son, Anthony, is going to be the bartender. It's going to be a lot of fun. I sense a lot of laughter coming, and I'll need it right about then. So here we go. Oh, and they always, they're reminding me to say this in each one. The last 3 days before new moon is dark moon. That's when, I mean, we're doing shadow work all the time now, it seems, but that's really when the moon gives that extra push. So just keep that in mind, you know, keep that in mind, that that stuff's supposed to be coming up, and to make sure you're taking care of yourself and embrace the shadow if you're doing shadow work. Face your fears, let go, let go, let go. But for me, letting go has been, all right, universe, I don't know how to let this go. So I call upon the universe to work through me, to let go of this through me and for me, for the well-being of all. I am now, and so it is, right? So it doesn't have to be such a struggle to let go, except that you don't know how to let go. Ask the divine for help, right? And it will bring things into what balance. It'll give you what you need, the thoughts, that everything that you need, because that is letting go. It's letting, I let go and let God. I let go and let Goddess. I really want to do that. So let's dive. That was a lot of exposition, but I think it's necessary for reads like this. Oh, and this is not a quickie. The last time I did this, I only pulled maybe one card from 5 decks. This, I'm going to do that for your first line, but then I'm going to clarify with other cards. So buckle up. Here we go. The blessing was really nice. Libra, it's always a lovely balanced feeling for me. I am wearing my totem for Eros and my totem for Aphrodite for y'all. So who knows what this is going to be about. Love and relationships, could be about anything. So here we begin. First read of the day. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please. What is the soul archetype? What is the archetypal power that this Libra collective sun, moon, rising will be alchemizing, turning from lead to gold? This full moon to new moon next. What do they need? What is it that they need to know? The priest. Now, also priestess. This does not have priest, priestess in it. It's just priest. But obviously, I'm dealing with witches watching my channel, as well as my beautiful, lovely muggles. I'm here for everybody. I'm not anti-muggle. I'm pro-unity. I'm unity consciousness. 5D purple-haired witch, right? 5th-dimensional purple-haired witch. So I will read the light and the shadow of that once the other ones get down. because when cards have writing on them, it's like, let me go to the ones that don't have writing on them first, get those clarified, right? So let's ask the angels, because the priest, I can tell you right off the bat, it's about being a channel of spiritual energy. And who's not that right now? Well, those who are stuck in the illusion of separation, right? The 3D patterning of the ego. And, you know, that's part of the spiritual path, not destroying the ego, but loving the ego in the sense of whatever it fears, whatever it feels, bringing that into balance by coming from a fifth dimensional higher self perspective, like inner child work, which quickly becomes shadow work and emotional exorcism. I don't know why they want me to tell you this. I guess this might be explaining what some of you have been going through for a while, because I think all of us have. And it's true, what you resist persists, so you might as well just surrender to it, right? So my angels, will you please clarify, what does this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign need from this full moon to new moon next? That was quick. Oh, miracles. The priest and miracles? Girl. Oh, sorry, guy. Wait. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. That's little lady bunny. The miracles. Now, we'll talk about that because miracles mean different things to different people. Like any form of divination, one symbol can have 10,000 meanings, but you really have to go intuitive to feel which one it is. Otherwise, it's endlessly spinning your mind in interpretation, and there is no end to interpretation. Ask Caroline Mace. By the way, all the cards that I'm using are in the description box below. So far, I've got a Caroline Mace archetype card, and I've got a Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. Now we're going to do Daughters of the Moon Tarot, my favorite tarot deck. I've been reading it since I'm 19. This is my third version of it, though. So, my gods, Aphrodite and Eros, please, what does this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign need for this full moon to new moon next? That was very fast. Okay, Two of Flames. Now, Two of Flames is Two of Wands, often seen as not indecision, but a conflict. Do I want this? Do I want that? That may be true here, but because we're dealing with Libras here, this could be about bringing a seed desire into balance for clarity to then a choice or a decision about what do you want and why do you want it. And really, if you think of it, one hand is what do I want, the other hand is why do I want it. To bring those into balance really is the core of intention. Just saying. Let's ask the masters. My masters, what does this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign need from this full moon to new moon next? There you are. Ooh! Doubt. Now, it's not that you need doubt. Well, maybe you do need doubt, right? Look, I may tease the air signs a bit. I'm an earth sign, right? But that thing of, should I really want to, but I don't know. But should we? It's like, well, I already had Kentucky Fried Chicken, but, you know, I really like Chinese. But then again, the MSG. But, you know, back, forth. So doubt is a normal part of your process. And it's not that doubt is wholeheartedly, or I should say, a wholesale bad thing, right? Of course you doubt. When someone is saying one thing and you're just kind of feeling, it's like, something's off here, right? Something's out of balance. It's okay to doubt that. And it's okay to trust that your intuition can sometimes be kind of covered in judgment, right? Sort of like a lead coating with this golden nugget of wisdom and intuition at the core of it. So what you got to do is say, it's okay for me to doubt this. It's okay for me to judge this. Right now, I know I'm being judgmental, instead of pushing that judgment down. It's okay to be judgmental. I love the part of me that's judgmental. I love the part of me that's doubtful, right? Then that doubt can kind of unpack itself. That judgment can unpack itself. And the intuition that's underneath that, you go, oh, right. Something's off here. Don't even need to know what it is, but I can trust my gut. Something's off, right? So let's end this first line with a whisper of love. I love these cards so much. Please go down and click their link. It's a great deck. Very good for me personally, but that's why I'm using it in these YouTube readings, which is very, very powerful for me. So my collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign, this full moon, to new moon next. What do they need? They need, embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Now, it's funny, I say judge your emotions. Isn't that just what I said with that card of doubt? Don't push it down, right? Embrace, right? don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions, but rather, if you are judging your emotions, sit with it for a few minutes. Go, you know what? I am judging this emotion. I don't want to feel it. And it's okay to not want to feel it, but it's okay to feel it. It's okay to feel it. You don't have to act on it right away. Maybe as the intuition rises, you will. All right, so let me clarify the priest archetype here. The shadow is beautiful. The light is really beautiful, as is usually the case in archetypes. The shadow is so toxic on this one. And I think we know with like clergy sex abuse scandals and stuff, that's obvious in the shadow. So that's in there, but let me read the light first. Like, let's start on a good note on this one. Light attributes: facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So what does it mean to facilitate a spiritual commitment? Well, you make them within yourself, right? Like holy orders, or when you're anointed, like even in like, well, I'm not going to reveal any, traditional witchcraft info here that's not in books, but you get anointed, you get doinked with oil on the head, right? That is a commitment. I commit. Now, in the third eye, mental power, Libra, there is in there what your holy orders are, right? Regardless of your religious tradition, spiritual path, whatever, your third eye really does have encoded in it, bit by bit, the pieces of the divine plan that you're supposed to fulfill. But that takes the grace of knowledge and the grace of clarity over time to be willing to even see that stuff, because there's a reason why it's under time release. I've often said, follow the great masters knew when they were teenagers what was going to happen to them. They would probably go on a completely different path. So if you find yourself with this priest archetype lifelong, like, you don't have to literally be a high priest or a high priestess or anything like that. You can, but facilitating spiritual commitments. It's just something that we do, particularly if it's your initiating, facilitating, which means to make easy, facile, French, to make easy. That I'm making easier this spiritual commitment for others, for myself, between me and the divine, right? But then serving as a channel of spiritual energy, which we are spiritual energy. We are the channels through which it manifests into form. Shadow attribute. Violates the trust of your spiritual community. Duh. Seduced by your own spiritual role. Now, certainly, any kind of power, there's a temptation to abuse power, right? For the ego to take it and run with it, in the opposite direction of where you're really supposed to be going. And that's okay. Sometimes those detours happen. And who doesn't abuse power? It's part of the cycle of learning, right? You have to abuse it to learn how to right use it, which is where the word righteous comes from, right use, right? Doesn't have a toxic feel to it now, because priests, priestesses to be very righteous, but that's the spiritual ego. In other words, the ego learns the spiritual vernacular and uses it as a weapon, uses it to destroy your truth, your path. And it can't really destroy your path, but it can destroy your peace of mind. Pardon me. Got a little cough still going on, clearing out a little bit of a head cold. So look right here, you've got the priest, priestess, and miracles, and I think already that's the balls. It's pretty fucking amazing. But then with this Two of Wands, there is that thing like, I really need to ask for a miracle here because I don't know how to apply it. Which the truth is, Reiki it, just bless everything, right? Blessings. I pray for miracles. What? All right, you want me to clarify miracles? All right, now look, I did the Course in Miracles workbook, 365 days, a lesson a day for a year. I did it twice. I will always recommend Course in Miracles to people who are really looking for the true miracle, because in this context, the miracle is about, ready for this? A shift in consciousness from fear to love, right? From shadow to light, from illusion to truth. But it's the miracle of forgiveness, and a lot of us don't want to forgive. So this is, the thing. If you're finding yourself in this, I don't know. If you don't want to use the word forgive, talk to the thing that is in doubt within you and say, look, it's okay to be in doubt, right? Isn't that what forgiveness is? When you fuck up and you go and ask somebody forgiveness and they go, oh, it's okay, honey, we all make mistakes. I've made the same mistake in a different way, right? That's love. It's all about love. And the funny thing about forgiveness is the miracle, and I'll talk about the other kind of miracle in a minute. Um, the funny thing about all of this is that forgiveness itself is an illusion, because the divine doesn't need to forgive. The divine knows the divine plan. It wrote the plan, right? So all that you've done in your life, you've never really done anything wrong from the point of view of the divine, because this is quantum. I went to Brooklyn for my birthday on the weekend. I had such a good time. Really, it was restful, but it was fun. Ate really good food, sushi, and really good pizza. Roberta's Pizza in Bushwick. Go. Wonderful place. Love that place a lot. But I said to my friend, it's like the way the quantum works. Let's say somebody comes to you. Here, I'll use a YouTube thing, offering you the Ace of Cups of love, right? And one version of you says yes. Like, let's say you in the present moment say, yes, I accept, right? So, right, left hand, I accept. Well, then in another timeline, quantum thread, call it what you want, it says no. And that's the way it is, and vice versa. You say no, another one of you says yes, plays itself out. Your point of awareness is only going to go down one track, but it all meets up at your next juncture point, because there are certain things you can't avoid on the path, right? So isn't that a little bit of a miracle to go, oh my God, I never really fucked up. I just thought I did. The ego had my titties in a twist, balls in a vice, punishing me. And so the miracle is, oh my God, I am doing the best that I can, and I do have guidance and grace, and I am loved. So now let me give that to myself. It's okay. It's okay. I love you. I love you. It's okay to feel that doubt. It's okay to feel weird about this. It's okay to be indecisive, right? Because with this doubt, are you doubting a miracle? Are you doubting that there's a miracle in play? There is a miracle in play with that card of the priest, but it's not coming to you because of the channel of spiritual energy. It's coming through you. So are you willing to embrace your emotions? Because maybe it's very much that shift of consciousness from fear to love within you, really divine alchemy. Now, by the way, I keep doing this. The other definition for a miracle that I think the majority of people in the world would define a miracle as is something happens that defies natural law. Like, there's no way that that could have happened. Like, what's a miraculous healing, right? The doctors have said, no, there's nothing we can do about this. It's incurable, and then it's healed. Right? Now, how do we make that happen? That's a whole other reading. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other path at the moment. I'm still involved here. So, if this is an alchemy of water into wine, miracle, parting of the Red Sea, notice how they're all about water, right? Right? All these walking on water, right? All about emotions symbolically. Then great, if that's the internal thing, if you're forgiving somebody else, if you're on the on the fence about how do I use this spiritual energy. Well, I want miracles, but I want miracles not just for me. I want it for this other person. And ultimately, when you receive a miracle is never wasted. Go read Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. I mean, I know she's running for president, I think still. But it's a really good primer for A Course in Miracles. But also let us not forget that embracing the emotions can absolutely make things happen in the quantum that seem to defy natural law. So let's clarify this card of miracles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a Daughters of the Moon Tarot and a Chuck Spezzano Love Pack card to clarify that. So my gods, I know you told me to take my time with these, so I'm going to, particularly with Eros and Aphrodite. Come here, you. Not that card just yet. It's meant to come up at will. Please clarify this card of miracles for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sun, this full moon to new moon. Next, this one. Oh, okay, Aquarius. And does that necessarily mean that this miracle is for or about an Aquarius sun, moon, rising Venus, Mars, blah, 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 on and on? Who knows at this point? But usually I find in these readings when it's for you that this is about, the 11th house. Now, Ixchel, the crone of blades, says Aquarius on it. Notice that she has in her hands a pair of scissors. So it's getting up to the stratosphere. It's getting up to the highest vantage point, fixed air, Aquarius, the stratosphere, to get that high, high, high altitude so that you can see what stays, what goes, what gets cut away. But you need for that miracle to get altitude, right? And how do you change your altitude by changing your attitude. And I just don't mean change your attitude, but it's actually an aeronautic thing, that the attitude of the plane determines the altitude. So this is the attitude. Is it pointing up or is it pointing, right? So then that could very much even be about that two of flames. It's like, well, do I want it? I don't even know if I want to change my attitude. I don't know if I want to see this differently. I don't want to know. But, you know, this could also be you're getting a glimpse of the divine plan. What a miracle, right? You're seeing the miracle, or the miracle is that you're seeing a particular aspect of the quantum divine plan, which, by the way, we can't fuck up. It's self-correcting, hence that whole thing about strings, right? So let's clarify that miracle then. Because you need a miracle. Well, all I need is a miracle. All I need is you to like and subscribe. Kidding, but not. My masters, then, please, can you clarify for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign, this full moon to new moon next, what is this Aquarian miracle about? What do they need on this? This card has come up, I think, every fucking reading this time. Trust that if you can really trust that a miracle is in play, but it may be, depending on where you are at the moment of watching this and over the next few weeks, you may not have the altitude to see it yet. But can you trust? Well, what's the opposite of trust? Doubt. All right, okay, they want me to do this. Here you go, Libra. Right? Well, I don't know where to go that way. I don't know. Should I do that? We're back and forth. This seesaw deal. All right? We all do it. Air signs, I think, are more prone to it. You're intellectual, right? Element of air. So look, oh, I get it. So there's a miracle happening that's coming from altitude, and you have to just free fall, right? Because that's what it takes, you know. If if the ego alone could do it, we'd be in paradise by now. Fifth dimension would have anchored thousands of years ago. By the way, fifth dimension has always been on the planet. That's why we've always had spiritual masters on the planet, but they've been in the minority. Now it's about the 11th house, the majority, that we're all moving into that higher vibrational crown chakra unity consciousness that is destroying the third dimension in the sense of the illusion of separation. It doesn't mean that we won't still have bodies. It doesn't mean the planet's going to go, but planet Earth is sort of shrugging off the third and the fourth, right? Wants to really be anchored in the fifth because she always has been, just not fully. Okay, the two of flames. You know, again, people call it indecision. Indecision for me is an air thing. This is about perhaps a going back and forth, that you have the fire in your hands. That's what I'm feeling, that fire in your hands, this spiritual energy in your hands. You're just not sure what to do with it. Well, should I put it here or should I put it here? It's not so much indecision. It's about what do you want. You're not sure what you want. What's your intention, right? So let's clarify that with the angels. My angels, the gods have given us this two of flames in terms of what they need, probably what they need to deal with, right? So can you please give us a card of clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign, this full moon to new moon next? It's saying meditation. Don't it make sense? Now, meditation may not be, like, I've learned so many meditation practices. I started very young with this stuff, seriously. I was reading Denning and Phillips when I was a young teenager. I read Scott Cunningham's Earth Power at age 12. Yeah, my mom was like, as long as you're reading. Yeah, I'm the youngest, so they pretty much let me juggle knives. Great line from Mary Steenburgen, Steve Martin. I don't remember the name of the movie. Hopefully it'll come back to me. The guides will usually kick that in. So that card of meditation, to contemplate, right? Not just, because again, I have a warehouse of meditational tools over the past 51, a really long time. So sometimes it's not just about Eastern meditation or creative visualization, although visualizing your different options at this point is very much mining the quantum strings, right? So that you can get a sense of which one of these feels right. But then there is contemplation, which is very much a mental thing, but it starts as a mental thing, but it goes deeper. Almost like you take the subject, you bring it into the third eye, and you start bringing it down through the chakras. You chew on it in the throat chakra, and then let it hit the emotional field, and you run it all the way down, even into the body. Contemplation does take time. And I'm not feeling anything rushy here. Nothing like, oh, hurry up, gotta do it, gotta do it, gotta do it. Meditation even does say, chill out, chillax for a bit. I wasn't doing this all morning. Starts doing it now when I'm reading. Great. Okay. Go with it, Mark. So what do we need here? We've got God, we've got an angel, we need a master. So we're going to clarify the two of flames with meditation. My masters, please, can you clarify what's going on here? What's going on here, my masters? What does this Libra Sun, Moon, Rising sign need to address, to look at for this full moon to new moon next? What do they need? Oh, a mistake. Now, we were talking about that before. You can't really do that, but you might be on the hedge about, do I want to do this again? Is this a mistake? Is what I want a mistake? Now, I will be honest with you. That's why the card of meditation, you may not take action on this right away until you're absolutely sure, and there's fine with that, particularly with this doubt card right next door. And this really feeling your emotions, right? Embracing your emotions, embracing the shadow of the doubt. That's not easy, but if you give it a voice, it's not that it doesn't have so much power. It's that it alchemizes, right? That fear to love. What is doubt? It's a child of fear. What is trust and faith? A child of love. So that is a really loving, balancing thing to do for yourself. And again, Libra, this does not surprise me that this too is here at all for this. So balancing out, contemplating a mistake. Was this a mistake, or am I just seeing this as a mistake? Sometimes it takes some distance from a mistake to look back and go, oh my God, that totally had to go that way. That was the best I could have done at the time. That's being loving to yourself. Okay, we did the best that we could, but sometimes we don't see that the mistake was a perfectly divine timed juncture on our path. Right? We do the best that we can. The gods, angels, and masters know that for sure. So now let's look at this doubt. What do you need about this doubt card? We only have 2 more cards left. All right, so let's pull a tarot. My gods, please, what does this Libra Sun, Moon, Rising sign need to know about this doubt, please? This full moon to new moon next. Oh, this one, what do they need? Ace of Blades, the Sibyl, the Oracle of Delphi. New information coming in. So perhaps something that you were already on the fence about, this new thought comes in, and that thought carries some doubt. But before I say that for sure, I want to get that last angel card down to clarify that vertical line. Please, my angels, please clarify for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign from this full moon to new moon next about this doubt and this new information, this new thought, this new insight. What do they need? The signs. All right, so it might be that you're getting the synchronicities. What are the chances, right, that the oracle is revealing signs, you know, songs on the radio, etc., etc. But sometimes these signs, oh, well, particularly with miracle and priest, that it is something that you could doubt. Particularly when it's something emotional, right? When it's something that we may really want or something that we've been working for, and a miracle is in the air. There's a miracle in the energy field, something going on, defying nature, or a real alchemy from fear to love, breaking chains of illusion, setting all things to right, revealing what has been hidden, and bringing the truth to light. It's a lovely little spell. It's in my next book, Path of True Love from a Professional Witch. Oh, and I just spoke to my editor last night. We're moving ahead on that while I'm doing this. Cool. So really, looking at this reading overall, for the next waning moon, right, full moon to new moon next, you are the priest, channeling miracles somehow through you. The more altitude you get and the more trust you have. That's part of that miracle, to trust that there is a miracle. Expect miracles. It's different to say, okay, I don't know what the miracle is, but I'm trusting something's going on here that eventually I will see as happening for me rather than happening to me. Particularly if it feels like a mistake, then really contemplate it and go back and forth on it. Well, what do I want? What are we like when we don't get what we want? We're fucking nightmares when we don't get what we want. Is that why it's a mistake? Because you didn't get what you want? that's definitely that child inside of you perhaps tantruming. I made a mistake, beating itself up, rather to contemplate that as somehow this is happening for my well-being, somehow this is happening for me instead of to me. And isn't that a miracle when we can interpret something as happening for us instead of to us, when we don't get what we want? And we do get what we want, it's like, oh, it's a miracle, I got what I wanted. And so why isn't you not getting what you want in that red hot second not a miracle too? Perhaps that's for your betterment, preparing you for getting what you want. Totally happens. And then this doubt, I love this though, I have to say, because you're a Libra, you're going to go back and forth. You're going to doubt. It's like, well, I'm getting the signs, and it's like an oracle. It's like the universe is sending these signs. The gods, the masters, the teachers, the angels, all the company of the fifth dimension is giving me signs. But I don't know. It's too much for me to believe, and I get that. You know, you're an air sign. You're allowed to contemplate, but by all means, contemplate, meditate on it. But as you do, darlings, embrace the emotions as they come. It's okay to not believe it, but just work with it, right? Love what rises. It's okay. Thank you for doubting this, because you're trying to protect me, little one, right? Like, I see my ego as this little kid inside of me that, you know, remembers all the bad shit that ever happened to me in this life. And as the soul, as the spirit, I love that kid. It's like, honey, I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to heal you. I'm here to love you, because love is the healer. Cool. So this is what I'm going to leave you with, my darling Libras. A blessing. May all the Libra collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with what they need for this full moon to new moon next. May they be blessed that they may become the best that they can be, to grow, to heal, to become, and to fulfill their role in the quantum divine plan for the well-being of all. That I am now, and so it is. I love you all so much. Keep your heart open and your mind balanced, sweethearts. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.